point. Relay. Enhancement. Or destruction. Put it in the capsule of tradition. Give it through the door of a metaphor. But what metaphor? The E metaphor or the D metaphor? Subjects of experimentation for this relay: fragile, susceptible, unknowing, what is the very point of all three? In the form of life, from the infinity of birth. It is called an entity. In the folklore of the relay, there are so many variables and avenues, conduits in galaxies. That universe cosmetically in a cosmos infinity. And the memories of the drive from that beginning, fragile, susceptible, unknowing point. Makes the majority difference to the continuum. To shape and mold and make forever. One entity of life is called a baby. One metaphoric relay is called nursery rhymes, nursery children's stories, nursery poetry / academics. there is one that is so beautiful that the entity accepts it with a goo giggly laugh, goo smile, and remembers it in its memory forever and a while, even if it's in the submarine of the water of the CBCD drive. One of the two from birth, the creators, one put in placement of labors is called a mother. And for the father, nothing. Mix it up in your body. I'll give you the ingredients. Bake it in your oven in the reverse of a sixpence. Give the majority of a year, an annual of your life only, not mine. But I am the Father. I am the Master. Key of 3. It's me. I created you to recreate me. And more ovens to create my legacy. And I'll sit and watch and try not to get bored. Maybe vacation from reality and enjoy myself in a fantasy that only I can afford. I'm waiting on you. Why is it taking so long? Turn up the oven from 350 to 400. I got so many relays I want to transfer. To the evolution me. Through the medicine of fantasy. Once upon a time. But just to ensure that my control endure, I'll put it in a family tree, and I will sing a song that's right but wrong. About the place of REM and the sub-fantasies of the center cortex. Rockabye baby in the tree top. Sounds so good. It makes you think you should put all your eggs in one basket. But in Continuum of Control, the song gets old and it says, when the wind blows, one of the four elements of 5, the cradle will rock. Now if I rock it gently, knock, 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 you have a beautiful dream. In the R.E. Eames. But if you don't submit, the wind could blow so hard and strong and rock violently from right to wrong. And the cradle will fall, fall, fall from the top of the tree away. And down will come baby, cradle and all. Remember, fragile, susceptible, and unknowing. What do you think that baby in the very center of its cortex cerebral and the unknowing of right. What would you do if that baby was you? You can't get milk from a stone. Fairy tales and nursery rhymes and children's stories from the beginning of their times are very, very, very important. To anything with life. Because it's the end before the beginning. I guess that's why I love Mother Goose. From a point of era in time, BCAD, EFG. It's elementary. PQRSTUV. Because of a W. They can X in so many calibers. Not being able to ask why it's happening. Because 0 is the beginning at the end. But this time past the W. Freedom is no longer free. Responsibility. You made it through no matter what you are. The mother's not a star. She is. And Mother Goose, she's pretty cool. But never put all your eggs in one basket. There's a goose that lays golden eggs. It's the father. He's a gander. And gold. No birth comes from golden eggs. They're solid ore. But, what for? Gold. Gold is mystical, magical, manipulative. No. But it can be a manipulator. It's hypnotic, whimsical, fantastical, powerful. It can trance you at a glance and take away the romance. It can make all the water in your drive go to one side. And the submarine surface in a contrast and tries to become permanently a yacht. Fairy tales and children's stories and poet rhymes for the new, the fragile, the susceptible and unknowing entity. And the responsibility of the results. the equation sum of that life? Is it in the responsibility hands of one or two or many? Who is the owner of life? Are you the nano nanny? Are you the micro man? Are you the hard drive mechanical, made of metal, not sand? No ashes to dust for you. What a prize, a brand new, brand new. Not a toy, not a pet, but yet and it is part of evolution in a family tree. A duplicate from a carbon base, or another entity. If you program it just like you or what you want it to be, which is you, it's catatonic. There's no evolution there. Breathing or not. Living can be dead. And pretty soon the tree will be virtual reality. Yes, it continues on, but it's not real. Once upon a time, there were 3 bears. The mama bear? No, the papa bear. No, the baby bear. You never knew. And you thought you were the owner. Jack and Jill went up the hill to get a pillow of sand. To see a while. An eternity in a flower. And there was a crooked man. He walked a crooked mile in his crooked cross trainers. That was his crooked style. But the rest of his world was uncrooked, and he didn't understand why. They called him a dwarf, remedial, and other things too. This man crooked from a child. So he made it his quest to be like the rest. I'll try everything. I will do. I will be uncrooked too. But what he didn't understand, this crooked man, is that what was on the outside came from the inside. He had a crooked heart. He had a crooked brain. And even though his blood ran red, it was said, it was so crooked, it was a shame. But he had power and money and level in society. So everyone falsified and they lied when they said they liked tea. It's a material world. But he couldn't seem to keep a girl. Guess something else was crooked too. That kind of crooked will scare anybody, even a boy. So one day he made up his mind. This is it. I will do everything it takes until I makes me uncrooked too. First, I'll get healthy. I'll exercise. And with that, positive is a drive. So he took up cardiovascular conditioning. And a little weight resistance too. Every day he'd wake up and say, this day will be brand new. I will be in my target zone in the cardiovascular home of health and beauty and uncrooked. And I will brisk walk in my cross trainers with my weight resistance. But for a little insurance, asthmatic or in. I wish on the biggest and the brightest star for any into 10. So every day, before he played in his cardiovascular routine, he would wish upon the star of stars. Make no difference who you are. And in the daytime, it is seen. He's a star, light, star bright, the biggest star that can be seen in the day. One night, wish it could play. I'm wishing, he said, upon you, son. Grant my wish on a golden dish and make me crooked no more. And he said, thank you in advance in case I forget to thank you later. Yeah, it happens like that sometimes. When you get what you want, right? You don't thank anybody or anything. You just narcissism high. And a mirroring. Ay, ay, ay. And he went upon his daily brisk walking in his crooked cross trainers, in his zone, and a Fitbit home to document it all. And this was the call. Another continuum to this point. It's not a children's story anymore. It has no age limitation, but it has a maturity equation. If you want to know the ending, you can hear it, but you might not know what you're hearing. And if you know not what I say, then I say, today is Friday. the middle of September. It's the fence. You can ride the fence, but only for one day. After that, you have to choose a way. The grass is always redder on the other side. Which side of the fence? Will you choose? Because sweet 16 can turn real sour. And it will stay that way forever and an hour. All 24 of them. The next part is called the flip side. Do you want to ride? Do you want to play with me? Classically, poetry, fact or fiction, or fantasy. And this is what I say. My name is G.